anyway. So there we go. So where have I just put me? I need my watch. So we are going to be doing yin, partly. Yay! Hi, Rach. Partly because I'm not used to losing an hour when I got up in the morning, and I knew that I'd be tired. And also because I think I do like yin. I like coming back to yin every so often, and I'm presuming for those of us who have had the hours change that we may be feeling it a bit. I think my watch is broken, so this is a good opportunity to semi pretend you're going back to sleep, only kind of. So is Ros there now? I know Rach has just joined. Rach is there, Wendy. So just Ros bomb started anyway. So what time is it? Yeah, it's just after 10 o'clock. So those of you who know that I've been studying, Ros is here. Hiya. So those of you who know that I have been studying Wicca, I've been learning an awful lot about Wicca, because anything really that's different, I do have a tendency to enjoy. And today is the full moon. Now, the full moon itself only lasts for moments, to be honest with you, but to us, from what we can see, it lasts for a couple of days. And it's the worm moon. The worm moon is in March, and the worm moon is also known as the storm moon, and it is a time when obviously the worms are starting to come out of the ground, so ready to feed the birds, which is probably not what they would want to come out of the ground for, but that's what it's for. But March moon is also a time of a balance, and it's quite a transitional time as well. And I actually want us, before we get up and start doing some pranayama, which we're going to do a moon pranayama. I want you to lie down just for a moment, because my friend Maria Santoro has just sent this through to me this morning. And this is beautiful. This is a post that she's done this morning about particularly today's full moon. So just lie down or sit. You don't have to lie down for this, but I think this is such a beautiful post that she has just put up, or she's put up. So she sent it to me. So I want to read this to you. It might resonate with you, it might not. It really did resonate with me this morning when she sent this to me. So just lie down and have a listen. Full moon today, March 28th. It's a Libra full moon. Has a very magical feeling about it. So the spiritual meaning of a full moon, March 2021 astrology, actually relates to the healing of broken hearts. The March worm full moon is a special time of awakening. You may feel your body is energized. You may feel your spirit is flourishing like a caterpillar, more than ready to transform into a big, beautiful butterfly. But first, we must heal and shed what no longer serves us, just like the caterpillars leaving their old cell. This does not mean that you will have your heart broken in the next 2 weeks, but it does mean you may be likely reminded of past emotional pain you could feel very sensitive about. This may not have been an ex-partner or from an intimate relationship. It could be a friend or a family member, or even a particular situation or event that has occurred in your life. Lots of people feeling fed up and are almost grieving their life pre-lockdown at the moment. So allow yourself to let go of what once was. Once you've recognized the need to feel better, then that's all you need to do. Where intention goes, the energy flows. So put all of your issues out into the open and allow the full moon's graceful Libra energy guide you towards a resolution, and wait patiently for your feeling of release. Let the idea of universal love guide you through this new moon. Set an intention of love, grace, and acceptance. Everyone is fighting a silent battle, so be kind. Even if someone seems to be your polar opposite, we're still all spiritual creatures, and chances are there is still something you have in common. Maybe light a candle have a bath or sip your favorite drink, eat your favorite food, go for a walk and notice the newness of spring. Whatever you do, give thanks to the angels for everything you have, and thanks to the universe for everything you are about to receive. And that is from Maria. Namaste and happy full moon. So before we come up to start doing our pranayama, I did say to you that if you had an intention, I wanted you to bring that intention with you. You could even, if you wish, bring a pen and paper if you've got any ideas. Even if you're in a yin pose and something comes to you while you're in the yin pose, then write it down. So do take today, not just what Maria's just been saying, to think about letting go, but also this is a time for you to be thinking of where it is that you want to move forwards. And this new moon is a good time for invoking and calling in goodness, calling in things that you want into your life and intentions. So take a deep breath in, give yourself really, really good stretch. And then I want you to come up into a comfortable seated position, because we're going to come into a breath that I don't often do. I have to change my position because my knees are not enjoying that at all. So I just need to change. So coming up into a comfortable seated position, and we're going to come into left nostril breathing. And of course, those of you who know your yoga know that the left nostril, and it probably looks like I'm pointing to my right, but this is my left. The left nostril is the moon energy. It's Ida, it's your feminine energy. So I want you to bring the index finger and the middle finger down, so they've just come towards the center of the palm, and you're just going to bring the hands, so the right thumb is by the right nostril, and the ring finger and the little finger are by the right nostril. Just place the hand there, and if you want, hold on to the elbow with the other hand, and just take a few moments. Maybe you want to breathe in and out of the nostrils a couple of times just to check that you are clearing into that. And of course, if you're congested, you can just imagine that you're doing this. You don't actually have to do it. So when we start this, we're going to breathe in through the left and out through the right. And that's the same thing every time. In left, out right. In left. So you're always drawing the energy up through the left-hand side. So take a deep breath in. And exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh. Close the right nostril off. Breathing in on the left side only. Close the left, release right, breathe out on the right side only. Swap again, close right, breathe in on the left side. Close the right, release. Close the left, release right, breathe out through the right. Swap over, breathe in through the left. Close it, release right, breathe out through the right. Close right, breathe in left. Close left, breathe out right. Release left, breathe in left. Close left, release right, breathe out right. Now I want you to start finding your own pattern with that. So just breathing in each time through the left side, take that as deep as you want it to go. Then closing it off, releasing the right and breathing back out the right side. So I'm not counting this with you. I want you to naturally go into the flow that feels right for you. It's not confusing, this one, which is good for early hours of the morning, unless you're in the nighttime. I'm breathing in left, breathing out right. Breathing in left, breathing out on the right. And just allow yourself to continue in that way. So it's not just a worm moon today, it's actually the first super moon of the year, which basically means that the moon is closer to us. It's not the closest of the year. There's going to be 3 more during the year, if I remember rightly, and the moon will get closer. But hopefully tonight, if the skies are clear and you look up into the skies, you're going to see a really beautiful, bright moon. And I never really have paid too much attention to the moon. The more I'm learning about it, the more it is really beautiful and intriguing to find out, as much as I have been doing. Naturally, the moon has guided me unintentionally and unconsciously for many, many years. So it's about time I started working with it. So I just want you now, as you come to your next inhalation on the left side, to let this be the last 3 breaths. So take the next 3 breaths. And then as you find that last exhalation on the end of your 3rd breath, I just want you to let the hands go. Maybe you want to stretch the legs out, give the legs a bit of a shake, but just allow yourself now to come back into that comfortable seated position. If you get, sometimes I need to release the legs just because my knees crack so much. Place the hands down and let the shoulders relax. And just take a few moments here. So I did say to you that if you had an intention, I wanted you to bring it with you. And that was because of the meditation that we're going to be doing at the end. We are going to be doing a seed planting, metaphorical seed planting meditation at the end. But the posts themselves are going to be an opportunity for you. I'm going to be as quiet as I can once I've done a little bit of it, talking about the moon and the cycles. And then I want you to just take your awareness to 3 questions I'm going to pose you. I'm going to come back. So I'm going to begin with these 3 questions before we lie down. So these questions are ones for you to contemplate while you're in your poses. What is your intention for 2021? What seeds do you want to plant? What do you want to harvest? And what behavior or pattern do you want to change? So that's quite a lot there for you to be thinking about. You may already have your own intentions, of course, but maybe those questions, are, as I will go back to them, those questions may then make the mind start turning a little bit more, may take you to other things that you haven't thought of. So take a deep breath in. Exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh, and then just gently begin to wriggle into the fingers and stretch the legs back out. Now we are going to begin with a wide knee child's twist, which basically means you're going to come back on your knees are going to come wide, the toes will touch, and you are going to come into a twisting position. So it's quite strong on the knees. If you're not good with being in that position, I'm going to say to you now, don't go on the floor, because you're going to then do one where you're going to be on the knees again, but it's the Anahata, it's an easier one. So come into this as a twist if you're not good coming onto your knees. So come into a normal seated twist if you know that you're not good on your knees. So we'll begin by coming to the back of the mat, unless you've chosen the seated twist. You're going to bring your knees so they're as wide as the mat if they can do, and your toes, your big toes, are going to touch behind you. And then from there, you're going to settle your bum back. Now, maybe you need to put that cushion, maybe that cushion needs to sit behind here. Just find how that feels, because you're going to be 2 minutes on either side here, which means that your knees are going to be in this position for 4 minutes. So do take that into consideration. So I'm going to walk the hands forwards. I'm going to take the right arm underneath. Now, you may or may not be able to get the shoulder and the head right the way down to the floor. If you can't, just rest on the elbow. You can even rest the head in your hand and just let the hand drop behind you. So you come into a slightly higher version where you're using the hand to support the head. Or you may have been able to come all the way down, slide the shoulder down so it's coming away from the ear and just resting here. The hand can go on the back, or the other hand can rest in front. Find what feels right for you. So we are working with yin poses that are from the heart and the lung meridians today, because obviously a lot of our intentions are going to come from our heart center. So find that comfortable position, and then when you're ready, I'm going to find my watch that I had a second ago that now I can't see. And I want you just, oh, it's on the wrist. Duh. What a surprise. So we are going to be in this for 2 minutes. And your 2 minutes have begun, obviously. So of course, yin is a type of yoga where we hold the poses for a couple of minutes. And we are intentionally as still as we can be in them. They're working on the connective tissues, and they're working with the meridian lines in the body, which is your energy channels. But the idea is to be in the position that you can be still in. So if it is hurting, if there's a sharp pain, you come out. If you don't feel as if you've gone far enough, you can take that a little bit farther. You're looking for your Goldilocks point in that pose. And then allowing yourself just to soften and ease into that pose. The body needs to be allowed to soften into the pose. And gentle breaths with that. So the advantage of it being a super full moon today is that it's a really good time to begin pursuing goals and drawing plans. And maybe some of you have already started to do that. Well, the moon itself has different phases, from new moon when we can't see it, to the waxing crescent, where the crescent is on the right hand side of the moon. And as it starts to grow, it becomes a waxing gibbous moon when it's no longer the crescent. Then from waxing gibbous, when it's lighter on the right side, but more so than the crescent, then it comes into the first quarter, where half of it is lit up on the right hand side. Then you go into, the waxing crescent, then it's the first quarter. Then you move into the gibbous, the waxing gibbous, as it's coming over towards the full moon. So just those first 3 stages, moving into the full moon, the new, the waxing crescent, then into the first quarter, waxing gibbous and the full moon. Just that energy of lasts about 2 weeks, that energy of the increasing light shining on the moon is actually a good time for setting intentions as well, for increasing what it is that you want in your life, and in bringing intentions, whatever it is that you want, you focus and meditate on it during the waxing period. Now you're going to take just 2 more deep breaths in your pose, just coming up now to 2 minutes. And as you exhale, if your hand is on the back, place it back down on the floor and slowly begin to release that right arm. I'm going to swap over to the other side. So again, you can prop up on the head if you want, or extend the right arm forwards and slide that left arm through. So again, you're dropping that left arm down until you're resting that left side of the head on the floor. The right hand can come behind again. Find what is comfortable for you. And if you're in your seated position, you're going to swap on to the other side. So if we move from the new moon, and the cycles go from new moon to new moon. So the new moon first, then you have the waxing crescent, of course, where we know what the crescent is, and then the first quarter where the half is lit up, and then that right hand side light moving into the waxing gibbous, when the moon looks almost full, but it actually isn't. And then in, of course, to the full moon, which is where we are now. And you will notice if you start looking up at the moon now over the next coming weeks, you will notice it will go into the waning gibbous phase, which is the light now seems to be more lit up on the left. It's moving towards the left and it's losing its light now from the right hand side. So it moves from the waning gibbous to the third quarter again when half of it's lit up. But this time, the half that's lit up is the half that's on the left-hand side. And then into the waning crescent when we get that crescent shape that's on the left-hand side of the moon, and then eventually, of course, back to the new moon. And the waning gibbous is a really good time, which is where we are going to come to from Tuesday. From Tuesday, it'll be the waning gibbous. Is a good time to meditate on what you want to let go of. So if you're setting your intentions today, and like Maria was saying in a beautiful piece that she sent to me, this is a time in this coming week that you can let go of, excuse me, French, the crap. Let go of the crap that is going to hold you back from your intentions. Now, as we're just coming to the last 30 seconds, just allowing the body to ease and soften. And then take a deep breath in and slowly release that right hand. And this time you're going to come up, and I want you to very gently, maybe you need to use your hands to bring those knees back together. And then come up onto your hands and onto your knees. And you may find that you just need to do a few circles with those knees at the back, because that is quite a strong one on the knees, to say the least, isn't it? So a couple of circles with both of those knees. If you are in a seated position, bring yourself back up onto your hands and onto your knees. And if you're okay with the down dog, I'm going to say that you can if you want. I'm going to do a really gentle version. Just a little bit of a stretch there, maybe straightening into one leg into the other. As you know, shoulder means I can't do a proper down dog, so I'm being very mindful here in my down dog version. And then you're going to ease yourself back onto your knees. So we're moving now into Anahata. And Anahata is one of those poses where you do need to make sure that you've gone towards the back of your mat, so the toes are touching the back of the mat. And again, I'm going to give you the alternative of just resting on the elbows and resting the forehead on the elbows, so you're not coming into this too deeply. So if you prefer, you're going to come here, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, letting the chest just settle to the floor. If you are very flexible and you're quite happy, you're going to extend those arms out, and maybe the chest or the forehead can come right the way down towards the floor. You can either rest your chest down or rest your chin down if your chest comes quite deep. But if you've put your chin down, please be mindful about the back of the neck. If you feel as if there's too much weight coming forwards, then walk your hands towards you a little bit. You may have taken the bum too far forwards. The bum needs to stay back over the knees. If it comes forward, you're pushing too much weight forwards. So again, once you have your pose, we've already been in it just short of a minute. So I want you just now to take breaths coming into this pose. And we're going to be in this for 2 minutes. So those questions that I said that you may want to come back to. What is your intention for 2021? And this is quite a difficult one, really, isn't it, if you think about it, because none of us really know what's going to be going on. And certainly there are, if you look into it, that there are programs and different things being written that do imply that we're going to be in these kind of phases of lockdowns and having to be careful because of the virus, obviously, for quite a few years. It's not It's not going to end as soon as we may hope it's going to end. So when you're setting your intentions, you really do need to be mindful of not beating yourself up if you can't achieve what it is that you want to achieve. So try and think of intentions that you're going to be able to achieve really regardless of what's going on in the outside world. So even if we do end up in and out of lockdowns, which we're seeing is happening in Europe, try and set intentions that aren't going to rely on us being able to go and do whatever we want to do all of the time, if that's possible. So maybe it's self-fulfillment. There's so much we can do online nowadays. You can take a course that's being done in India. You can do it here. So as you come to your last 30 seconds, take a deep breath in and exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh. And then very gently, I just want you to start to bring those hands back up and onto the floor. And walk those hands so they're coming directly underneath the shoulders, tuck the chin into the chest, and just stretch up and over the back. So take a breath into a neutral back, and exhale again, chin into the chest and stretching up and over the back. So last time, breathing in, and exhale, chin into the chest and stretching up and over. And then very gently, I want you to begin to ease yourself down onto the floor. So because we're going to do a variation of Sphinx pose here, where we're actually going to lift the feet up, widen the knees a little, and let the soles of the feet drop together, only if that feels okay for you. I'm going to give you the option to do this a little bit lower by being down in a crocodile. So just allow the forehead to rest on the arms and let the chest come down towards the floor, because this is taking a backward bend a little bit stronger. But if you feel as if you can and you want to, bring yourself up onto your elbows, slide the elbows to a point where that feels okay on the back. Palms of the hands are going to be together. And just be mindful. My leg there is not liking my feet being raised, so do adjust, put the feet back down if anything doesn't feel right there. And again, you may even prefer to prop the head up. I quite often do that in a Sphinx pose. I just make pillows with my hands like I did as a kid when I was watching the television. So again, with your Sphinx pose, you want to feel as if you can relax. And if you've got the elbows on the floor and the hands in prayer position, adjust the elbows so the chest can sink down and the shoulder blades can squeeze together. And you have just here 2 minutes. So with an intention, it's great having an intention, isn't it? It's a wonderful thing to have an intention. However, you do really have to think around that intention of what it is that you want. Having an intention and not actually planning it through really isn't going to get you anywhere. You do have to start thinking about it. And that's where, what seeds do you want to plant? If your intention, whatever your intention is, my intention is to learn about Wicca. Therefore, my seeds I've planted is I've started a course. I've started looking in online. I've got in nature. I'm studying. I'm going out and trying to feel the air, and I'm cooking to work with fire. So there are, what seeds what seeds do you want to plant for you to begin to grow? So what are the qualities? What are the qualities that you want? Qualities that you want to plant. So you have Just 30 seconds left in your pose. Now take deep breath in and exhale fully through the side, with the side through the mouth. Let the feet go and just gently soften the body back down, making pillows with the arms, and just a bit of a shuffle with the hips there from side to side. Now, as I like to, we always come into flapping fish. It's just a nice way to ease out the back. So bring the left hand to the left side of the chest and just slide that left knee out a little bit so you can rest on the body here. So just be really mindful that that's okay with the knee. If it isn't, I'm going to give you the option to come up onto the hands and knees and come into some cat-cows instead, just to stretch out the back. So know that taking the hips out in this way doesn't always suit everybody. But we're only going to be here for 30 seconds or so. So it is a gentle pose just to ease into the back. So as you're here, draw the navel into the spine and just really stretching out into that back. And then very slowly, just in your own time, you're going to swap to the other side. So you just ease out the back on both sides of the body. So again, just settling into that. The head's going to rest down if that feels okay for you. Left shoulder's not enjoying that, too much of a stretch. And again, navel in towards the spine. Just 30 seconds here to soften and ease from your pose. Cat cows if you're not good with the hips in this one. Then gently begin to bring yourself back up onto your hands and knees. Just taking a moment there. So we're going to come into a pose I've never, ever, ever, ever taught before. And it's called a half tortoise pose. So again, it's on the knees. So the knees are going to come together. And because, again, if you're not good on your knees, I'm going to give you the option of doing a full tortoise, which is the one where you're just going to hold onto the ankles, feet together, knees apart, and you're just going to let the head rest. So if you're not good with this half tortoise, I want to show you what this looks like. They look nothing like each other, so don't ask me why they're both called tortoise. They just are. So if you're okay, hips are going to go down on to the heels, and from here you're going to bring the head down and extend the arms, and the hands are going to come into a prayer position. Forehead is down, reaching forwards with those extended arms. So the arms are either side of the head. Adjust the belly if you need to shuffle the hands back a bit. If you've gone too far and your bums come up off your heels, adjust there. And then when you have your pose, close the eyes down. Just the arms so they feel comfortable. If they're too close to the ears, move them further away. You want to feel comfortable here. And maybe rather than hands in prayer, you want to take your hands into the Kali Mudra that we were doing. Which of course is a really good one for letting go. The palms together, left thumb over right, because you're working with the female energy, interlace the fingers and pointing the index fingers. Beautiful mudra to work with for releasing and letting go, Kali. So again, gentle breaths. In your pose, you're going to be here again for 2 minutes. So it's not like we don't already know about the moon, is it? We know that the moon, that apparently there tends to be more arrests on a full moon. And the moon, of course, affects the tides, and we have an awful lot of water in us. So is there any surprise that moon energy has very, very powerful effect on us? So again, we'll go back to those seeds. Once you've planted your seeds and you know what it is that you want, these intentional seeds, these qualities, then what is it from those seeds that you want to harvest? What is going to be your end product? Maybe it is completion of a course. Maybe it's moving house. I know you can move house during lockdown because my friend did it last year. So there are things that certainly can be done. When we're not saying that they can't, you can make changes, you can move forwards. It is within restrictions, yes, but you learn how to adapt around those restrictions in order to be able to move forwards. I suppose it's all about being creative, isn't it? You have just 1 minute left in your pose. So, as you're in your half tortoise pose with your Kali Mudra, what behavior or pattern is it that you need to change? Is there a behavior or pattern that you actually need to let go of? Do you need on the the waning crescent moon that's coming and gibbous over the next 2 weeks, taking us up to the new moon? Is this a time for you to let go over the next few weeks, to let go of limiting beliefs, to let go of limiting behaviors or patterns? Maybe you can use the energy of the moon over the next 2 weeks to do that, in order for you to harvest as much as you want from these seeds that you're going to plant. Now, just 3 more deep breaths in your pose. And when you are ready, release the Kali Mudra. Again, you're just going to gently bring yourself back up onto your hands and onto your knees. If you're in a seated position, bring the knees pointing back up towards the ceiling. I just want you to drop your knees from side to side in the windscreen wipers. And again, chin into the chest, just stretch up and over the back. If you're on your hands and knees, then we're ready. We're going to come into our seated pose. So I want you just here to take your legs forward. So we are going to come into a wide-legged angled pose. So I want you to bring the feet as comfortably wide as they will go. You can, of course, sit on a bolster or your cushion if it feels better here. Because we're going to be doing a lateral stretch, I'm going to give us the option to do the nice, easier version, which is to bend the left knee, to rest the left elbow, rest the head, and just draw the right arm up and over the head, or even rest a hand on the back of the head. Makes that a little bit easier there. Maybe you're really flexible and you can put the elbow on the knee when the leg is straight and draw the arm over the head. Maybe if you've got a bolster or a block, you can stick it on the inside of the leg. You can even take yourself deeper. If you're very flexible, you might be able to get hold of that foot and reach the other arm right over. Be mindful, you're going to be in this for 2 minutes. So adjust yourself, take the easier option, which is better if that's what you want to do. And again, you don't have to turn the head up. You can just find the position that feels as if you can be still here. You may need to wriggle around with that elbow till that elbow wants to stop, but it is a lateral stretch. And as you reach the arm up or rest the hand on the head, you are working with the heart meridian here, the energy center, and of course, opening and spinning into the heart down that right hand side. So your goals and your intentions. What seeds are they that you want to plant? What is it that you want to harvest? What behavior or pattern do you want or need to change? And I want you to hold those in your head for a moment, because before we swap to the other side, anything that's coming into your head now, I want you to write it down. If you've got when we swap, I want you to write it down. So I'm going to give us 30 seconds or so in between the poses for you to write down anything that's coming to you. What seeds do you want to plant? What qualities do you want to harvest? It doesn't even have to be qualities. It can be materialistic things, of course. It can be whatever is relevant to you right now. And what behavior or pattern do you want and need to change in order to harvest those? So take a deep breath in. Gently exhale. Just come up to the center. And I want you to bring that right hand behind you. Bring the left hand in front. And just for a moment, come towards that twist, a gentle twist to your right hand side. And because we're going to have 30 seconds, a minute or so between poses, I just want you to bring the soles of the feet back on the floor. And if you just want to sit and contemplate, that's fine. Just be sitting and having a think. If you've got your pen and paper and you want to write down anything that just came to you, do it now. So seeds that you want to plant or harvest. I'm certainly mine. I want to work more spiritually. I want to very much get in tune with my spiritual side. It's going to serve me well. I know that. My intentions, my intuitions. What do you want to harvest? What is the end result of whatever it is that you're planting? And I suppose in some respects, the most important of them, what behavior or pattern do you need to change? Don't just think of what you want to get rid of. If it's a limiting belief, the type of belief that you want, the type of behavior pattern that you want to have, write that down. Maybe you're already perfect and you're just you're just having a moment. That's fine. I could only dream. And then again, put your pen down, straighten the legs back out. I'm going to come onto the other side. So again, bending into that right knee. And maybe you want to do that version where you're going to just prop the elbow. You're going to do a nice, gentle, easy version of your lateral dragonfly pose. Again, maybe you can take the knee down and you can take that deeper. You can even reach the arm over. Find what is right for you. For me, it has to be hand on the head because of my shoulder cuff rotation. So please be mindful of what you are coming into is right for your body. So this super moon, we can really take advantage of this. They say you can even make moon water. You could fill a glass tonight, especially with it being a super moon. Put it on a window ledge tonight. Maybe cover it in cling film if you don't want anything getting in it, but place it on a windowsill tonight in the light of the super moon. And then imagine tomorrow when you're drinking that water that all of that wonderful supercharged super moon full moon energy is in that water. Bake with it if you wish. We know that the moon has an impact on the planet and on us. And it's really good sometimes to use that to your advantage. And you have just 30 seconds left in your pose. Maybe other ideas have popped into your head. And again, just 30 seconds when we come out of this pose, we're going to have a little time just to write down anything that has popped into your head. Maybe those two words I used earlier, waxing, when the moon is growing after a new moon, is a time to meditate on increasing things in your life. And the waning, which is what we're coming into now for the next 2 weeks, as the full moon fades away, is a time for decrease and letting go. Maybe you want to write those two things down and just remember that and start taking a little bit more notice of the new, the full and the waning and the waxing moon. Then take a deep breath in and exhale gently again. Come back to the center, straighten that leg back out. Take the left hand behind you, right hand towards that outside of that left leg, and again just a gentle twist towards your left hand. Then when you're ready, you come back to the center, bring those legs back together, and I just want you to give those legs a little bit of a shake. So we're going to come onto our backs again now. My mat navigates, does a little bit of a move of itself every time I'm working. So we're going to come into our last pose, and you're going to be holding this for 2 minutes either side. So we're not going to be here for too long before we come into our meditation, our planting seeds meditation. So come onto your backs. We're going to come into a spinal twist here. I'm going to go very slightly towards the left so you can see me a little bit better. We are going to take it into the cradle head version, if that feels okay. So head on the floor, hands either side, lift your bum up and slide your bum towards the left and come up onto the toes, the tiptoes of the feet, and bring the knees together. And I just want you to drop both of those knees down towards your right hand side. Now, of course, this is where you may need cushion if the knees didn't go all the way down and they took the shoulder off the floor. Put that cushion underneath the knees so you're a lot more supported there. You may need to adjust the feet so they feel comfortable. And then with this left arm, you're going to cradle this left arm around the head and place the right hand on the belly. Now, if that's not good for your arm, which it isn't for me, maybe you need to extend it out to the side, or maybe you need to take both hands onto the belly. But find there what is comfortable for you. And I forgot to give us those few seconds, didn't I, to write down. So we'll do that at the end of this pose before we do Shavasana. So time for me really to be quiet, isn't it? Seeds, harvest, behaviors, and patterns. You letting your thoughts take you to whatever your instincts tell you you need. You have just 30 seconds left in your pose. Take a deep breath in. Exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh. Gently bring those knees back to the center, hands back either side of the hips. Adjust the hips back to the middle. Bring the feet and the knees together again. Then lift the bum, slide it to the right this time. And again, let the knees drop gently down to your left. Feet together or not, find what feels right for you. Again, left hand on the belly if that feels comfortable. Right arm is going to ease and cradle the head if that feels okay for you. Again, arm extended if it doesn't. Adjust until that feels right for you. So those moon phases, how wonderful to think that we can work with the moon. And as Maria said, this is a powerful time. Special time of awakening, transformational time. Appreciating that we have it within us to manifest, to work, to invoke, to set intentions and work on them. Like Patanjali had said in the Yoga Sutras, that if we want to let things go, as in our limiting beliefs, the cliches, then it does take work. It takes study. Now take a deep breath in and exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh. And then again, maybe you want to stay on the floor now. Maybe you just want to bring the knees together and widen the feet, rest the hands on the belly. Find what feels right for you. Maybe you want to, while you're lying down, get your paper and write whatever it was that was coming to you. Maybe you just now want to be still. But take these moments, and of course, maybe you wanted to sit up for a moment or so before I start on Shavasana. So find for yourself what is where you need to be and what feels right. And then when you are ready, I want you to bring yourself into a comfortable position for Shavasana. So make yourself as comfortable as possible. Adjust your blanket, your clothes, and your position so that you can practice Yoga Nidra, Shavasana, without moving and without any physical discomfort. Keep your eyes closed. Give yourself now some time to become calm and steady. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in, feel calmness spreading through the body. And as you breathe out, simply say to yourself mentally, relax. Before I start the meditation, I want to do something unusual with you. I want you to bring your right hand back up to your nostrils. If you're congested, just imagine you were doing this. And just with your right thumb and middle finger on the left, right thumb on the right, I just want you to close the right nostril with the right thumb. Breathe in through the left nostril. Close the left nostril with the middle finger. Breathe out through the right nostril. Do that again. Close the right. Breathe in through the left. Close the left. Breathe out through the right. Close the right. Breathe in through the left. Close the right. Breathe out through the right. Close the left. Breathe in through the right. Close the right. Breathe in through the left. Close the right. Breathe in through the left. Close the left. Breathe out through the right. Close the right. Breathe in through the left. And then close the left, breathe out through the right. Just a few more of your moon nostril breathing. I want you to let the whole of your body relax. Relax the head, and the forehead, the eyebrows, the eyelids, nostrils and the cheeks, the upper lip and the lower lip. Chin, the throat, to the collarbones and the shoulders, relaxing down your arms, your upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, fingers and thumbs, down your main torso, your upper chest, sides of the chest, solar plexus, the abdomen, over the shoulder blades and the back, the middle of the back, to the buttocks and the hips, the pelvis, relaxing down the legs, the thighs, the knees, the calves, the shins, the heels, tops and soles of the feet and the toes. And letting everything go. Letting everything go. Letting everything go. I want you to imagine you're walking into a garden. And it's quite a new garden, and there is a fresh patch of soil ready to plant. With your bare hands, you place them into the soil. You're not worried about getting your hands dirty at all. You sink your hands into the earth, into the fertile soil, and you let the fertile soil run through your fingers. And then with your bare hands, you begin to dig 3 small holes. They're about a foot or 2 apart, so there is plenty of room for growth. And when you are ready, you look and you're holding 3 seeds in your left hand. And you pick the first seed with the right hand. And you place your intention on this seed. You will know what this seed represents. It could be an invoking. It could be a new habit, a new change, a new behavior. And then you're going to plant this seed. And you place it in the first hole. And you cover the seed then with a tiny blanket of soil. And you look again to your left hand. And you take the second seed. And again, you hold that for a moment. Whatever that seed was that you want, your intention. And then you plant again the seed, placing it into the second hole and covering it with a thin layer of soil. And then you take the third seed from the left hand. You hold that again. You know the intention this seed has. And then again you plant that seed and cover it with soil. I want you to imagine you are taking fertilizer to the soil. And this fertilizer is full of nutrients and gratitude. Everything that your seeds need, your intentions need to grow. And I want you to imagine now watering each of the seeds with the qualities that you want to call in. Maybe it's abundance, balance, patience, kindness. You are the one who holds the watering can. You are watering your seeds. And I want you to trust now that the seeds will grow as long as you tend to them. Imagine you're going to trust in their growth, instilling all of the qualities you want to invoke for your intentions. And then imagine now the sun is shining down on your seeds of intention, a life-giving sun. And the seeds are soaking it all in. And then imagine in the night, the energy of the moon, the magical spiritual energy of the moon is balancing out all of that light, all of the qualities of the yin. And I want you to visualize sprouts beginning to grow from beneath the soil over time. Imagine yourself going out to see the first signs of life coming through the soil. You are so grateful and joyful for this life. You imagine yourself continuing watering and tending to your seeds as the positive energy of each seed continues to grow and blossom. Imagine and visualize your plants growing and growing and growing. And then notice what your plants have grown into. Are they plants which bear fruit or a favorite flower? Imagine yourself taking in the scent, or maybe even harvesting the fruit that your seeds have borne. Visualize each seed of intention manifesting into your life. First seed growing and exceeding your expectations. Maybe harvesting more fruit than you can ever even imagine. The second seed, again, exceeding and growing way beyond your expectations. And the third seed too, manifesting your intentions in your life, growing and exceeding all expectations. And I want you to imagine now feeling gratitude for your own patience, for your own faith, and for your own trust in the seeds that you planted. And gratitude for how they have manifested your intentions into your life. I want you now, just for a moment, to imagine you're sitting in your garden with your 3 beautiful plants. Remember, when we manifest and when we invoke, so much of it is to do with faith. We don't say, I want to have, or I need to have. We say, I have. Somewhere in the universe, in the cosmos, that is you. You have already done this. It has already happened. And you are just on the experience now of living it. Faith, hope, trust, and belief. I want you to let go of your visualization. Take a deep breath in and exhale fully through the mouth with a sigh. And do whatever it is that your body is asking you to do, be it to wriggle into your fingers, into your toes, stretching, hugging your knees to your chest, whatever you feel is right for you. And then when you're ready, bringing yourself back up into a comfortable seated position. And just bringing your hands into a prayer position at the heart and slightly dropping your head. So full moon, super moon. The moon is closer at the moment to the earth. So energies are stronger. So we are going to feel things more at the moment, certainly over these 3 days. And if you can, remember those things moving into the next few weeks, because the cycle of the moon, the lunar cycle, is 29.5 days long. So we are currently in the full moon. That means in this next week that we're going to move into the waning gibbous, which is when it doesn't quite look full. Then into the 3rd quarter when it's half full, then into the waning crescent. And these are all times that you can let go of whatever it is that doesn't suit you. And then when the new moon comes in 2 weeks, then you can really focus on invoking even more as the moon again begins to grow in its waxing phase. So I hope you enjoyed a little bit today about the moon. So go and look tonight. Fingers crossed the clouds stay away. Last night it was amazing. It was beautiful. And feel the power. Maybe even put that glass of water on the windowsill and drink it tomorrow. Namaste, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're all awake.
Bye-bye.